Hello. Today I'm going to talk about why we have to learn about war strategies that have been used in past. Many of you guys might think that we don't need to study war strategies because now we don't have many wars compared with past. However, we should know that they can be used in many ways, especially in marketing in modern times. So, I'm going to explain what types of strategies that are used in marketing from war strategies. War strategies basically can be divided as defensive strategies and offensive strategies. In marketing, defensive strategies are included to be used by leading companies in the current market, and offensive strategies tend to be used by small companies that have just came into the market. For defensive strategies, there are flank positioning defense, strategic withdrawal, position defense, and so on. First, flank positioning defense is creating a blockade to stop the enemy from attacking weak points of their territory. You can see this example in Constantinople's Iron Chain. Constantinople was known as invincible because of its geographic strength, surrounded by sea from formidable bulwark. However, the Constantinople was one weak point. It can be easily attacked by a river. So they connected an iron chain called Golden Horn area to stop enemies from invading Constantinople. This kind of strategy can be also effective in marketing. In marketing, they use the strengths as covering their weak part to stop sensitive attacks from the enemy. For example, Coca-Cola and Gillette used this marketing strategy. Even though Coca-Cola was leading the company in the Coke market, they created a new product, Diet Coke, to fortify their position in the market. Gillette started a waxing business for ladies because the company keeps on staying a good position in their market. Second example is strategic withdrawal. This strategy is giving up or withdraw certain areas in order to focus their power on more important points. In 1821, when Napoleon invaded Russia, they gave up their capital city, Moscow, to make Napoleon's army exhausted by the winter. By abandoning Moscow, Russia could strategically win the war against France and eventually made Napoleon lose the power to control Europe. In marketing, strategic withdrawal is used when company removes their presence in the market if they are weak in that market and look for another market where they can focus. Good example of this strategy in marketing is IBM's retreat from the PC hardware market back in early 2000s. IBM was faced with strong competition by Dell, Compaq, and Hewlett-Packard at the time in PC hardware. As margins dropped in the market, IBM chose to leave the PC market and move their focus on business on AI and cloud computing. Last but not least is position defense, which was the most common strategy that was used in war. It was broadly used to defend their homeland by fortress. This strategy's main point is the amount of information you have because you have more information than your enemy when you're defending your homeland. It's also commonly used in our lives, such as stopping mom from coming into our room by blocking the door with a chair. In marketing, this strategy can be used to defend against competitor by putting considerable time and effort to shoring up your brand perception and customers' loyalty. For example, Tesco used this strategy to stop Walmart coming into the UK market by shoring up their customers' loyalty with personalized discount offers and reward to their customers based on their preference from their purchase history. For offensive strategies, there are frontal attack, bypass attack, and guerrilla warfare. First, frontal attack is the most direct strategy for attacking enemy. This strategy is attacking the front line of the enemy forces. In marketing, this strategy is focused on the enemy's most develop the product or field by making similar products. Marketing and promotions. Well, most known example of the frontal attack is Pepsi's fight against Coca-Cola. Pepsi started making similar products with Coca-Cola by decreasing the price, and Pepsi became the competitive rival of Coca-Cola. Pepsi also followed Diet Coke, but for me, both taste really bad. Next, the bypass attack is skipping an enemy's most powerful army and attacking weaker territories. In World War II, the German army ignored France's stronghold, Maginot Line, and went around the Belgium and Netherlands. In marketing, there are also bypass attacks which are going into the enemy's weakest part, ignoring strong points. A famous example of the bypass attack in marketing is Apple iPod against Sony Walkman. The Walkman was using cassettes because of this, it wasn't portable. So Apple changed the cassette to digital and made it portable. Because of this, some kids don't know what cassette is. Lastly, guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare is small intermediate attack against different aspects of enemies in order to disturb and demoralize them. This strategy was used by Vietnam against US People's Liberation Army of Chinese Communist Party against the army of the Chinese National Party, and other weak positioned countries to fight against strong countries or organizations. They do marketing somewhere that their customers have never thought of. One of the examples of guerrilla marketing are KitKat Share and McDonald's French fry crosswalk. They happen in unexpected place at unexpected time to make people surprised. As you can see, strategies are used in many ways for big companies and small companies to make profit for their companies, and they are used in other ways such as leaders or making stories. Of course, it will be boring and look like it won't impact your life. However, that doesn't mean that it's useless. So, I think that we should study more with the previous strategies used in historical wars.